Does a great job stepping up in the pocket, feeling that pressure. And throws a pretty good ball, just a little high and wide.
Silas Wells with the pressure. He should be a pirate with that name.
Arr.
Silas Wells. That's an awesome one.
Could be a minute man.
He can be whatever he wants. He's 6'3", 245.
That's right.
He'll tell you what he's going to be.
Nice punt.
Yeah, Pulver kicks it away. Trying to field it. Back there was Herbert, and he lets it go.
Weber's got it.
And Weber has it, first and goal on the 1. Now that's when your personal protector has to come over and tell you, let it go, let it go.
Yep.
Pretty darn good kick by
Great
Pulver.
kick.
And Herbert, I don't think he knew he had somebody right on top of him.
See, if you're on the 15-yard line, yeah, the chances of that not making it to the end zone are real slim.
Yeah, let that thing go. David Welch with the recovery.
Well, I think just give it to Tesher twice or once and put 6 on the board.
Well, there's a turnover by Mountain Crest. Hurt him last week. And Weber 3 feet away from tying this up. Instead, they're going to throw Boswell looking inside. Guys have hands all over each other, and that's Herbert. And they never call that on the offense either.
No, but that could have been easily on the offense.
See, I'll whine about that because that's a position I used to play.
How long ago was that?
400 years ago.
Yeah,
Pass interference on Mountain Crest.
I don't know how that could be against the defense. Herbert had inside position on that.
So that's half the distance to the goal. So you move the ball forward of 18 inches and they give him another down. So Tyler Herbert having back-to-back plays that he'd just as soon forget. Weber's not just knocking at the door there. They got a foot in it. Green motions across. Boswell will keep walking into the end zone. Touchdown, Warriors. Easy does it for Boswell. So the turnover bites Mountain Crest.
Take a look at the blocking in this replay. Great seal blocks. A little hold right there, actually.
Not if the flag doesn't fly.
Nope, not a hold. We have the benefit of slow motion replays, so it's easy to make the calls.
Pulver on for the PAT. Kicks up, kicks good. We're tied at 7 with 3:53 to play in the first quarter.
What do you do for a living?
I lift things up and put them down.
Excuse me?
I lift things up and put them down.
Okay, here's the strength circuit.
I lift things up and put them down.
Over here,
I lift things up and put them down.
And this is our stretching area.
I lift things up. Dum 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 dum. Cool.
Planet Fitness.
All right, Pulver set to kick off for Weber. We're tied at 7 after the Mountain Crest turnover. Set the Warriors up at the Mustang 1-yard line. Fuller at his own 2. across the 20 and out to the 25, and that's where the Mountain Crest offense will take over. They drove 48 yards, easy peasy lemon squeezy last time they had the ball. Let's see what it looks like now, and that's very close. You see this turnover here? A lot of what happened last week. Mountain Crest scores early. They get a turnover, they get good field position, and then they cough the ball up. So that's what happens here again. They stuff a Weber drive, get a punt, and turn the ball over. Now we're tied. Hall's going to throw. He's got a man coming across. Out across the 40-yard line.
Is that Nick Taylor?
Could be.
I think it was number 19, Nick Taylor. Either way, that was a very difficult catch. Look at Eddie Hall with the fake right, comes back left and rolls, throws against his body, and that's a great catch.
18 yards. And the Hall starts the game 2 of 2.
Two of 2 for 1 touchdown.
26 yards and a touchdown.
That's
There's
a
a flag, yep. Coming around the edge was Cody Perks. But it's coming back. And that's a spot foul from the 39, so it's going to march him all the way back to the 29-yard line.
That's a pretty easy call to make. 2-point takedown.
So it'll be 1st and 24. Third penalty on the Mustangs. We'll see Mountain Crest again next week as they take on
Skyview.
Horror of horrors, Skyview. Why? It's usually the last regular game of the year, regular season game of the year. What's going on? Hall fakes the give, looks back across.
Oh, they got to throw that.
Yeah, same play they ran earlier. That time Weber figured it out. And they got a guy there just a little early.
Another pretty easy call to make. This play takes a little bit longer to develop than the last one did.
Pass interference on the Warriors, and that's an automatic first down. It was Joe Luna. Weber's second penalty. 3 minutes to play here in the first period. We're tied at 7.
Need to move the chains to catch up, and it looks like they did. A little confusion on the Weber defense.
Finally get everybody swapped over. They fake that sweep, and Eddie Hall keeps it back to the line of scrimmage. They fake that to Fuller, and this time it's buttoned up.
Good defense by Weber.
2nd and 10. Here come the linebackers, and that was knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Eddie Hall, they list him at 5'10", no way. And that's sometimes something that can happen when you're got a smaller quarterback back in the huddle. And there's your S.E. Needham Jewelers middle of the block sign of the clock, all knotted up at 7 with approaching the 2-minute mark of the first period. S.E. Needham Jewelers. That's where Northern Utah gets engaged.
Yeah. Well, I have one daughter who did this week.
You did? Ah, congratulations. Now she's somebody else's problem.
Not yet. Still a real problem for the next few months.
Oh. Give him $5,000 and tell him to head to Vegas.
Oh, I wish my wife would go for that.
Only thing worse than the bride's the mother of the bride. Hall keeps it alive with his feet. Throws it into coverage, and it's knocked down by Pututau.
Pututau to turn in the defender there, knocked that ball down. Almost lucky to not get an offensive pass interference. Looked like he might have been there a little early as well. I hardly ever call that.
Mountain Crest will have to punt. Hall knows that he's got a big, tall receiver out there. Well, I'll just chuck it out there.
Well, you got to throw it up high enough so we can use that.
You've got all the answers sitting way up here in the booth.
That is true. It's easy.
Hall gets it away and a flag as they hit him. Now that's really interesting because they ran into the punter and bumped him, but he was also moving out of the pocket. So the way I understand that rule is he's live, but they call, there you go, they call holding on Mountain Crest, and I think that's the right call.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought that he threw it after when Hall got run into, and it looked like there was a hold right before they bumped into him. So holding on Mountain Crest. Will they make him kick it again? They ought to, because that thing went down to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, definitely. With the extra 10 yards, you can gain a lot of field position and make them re-kick it.
So 1:54 to play in the first period. Mountain Crest already with 4 penalties, and 26 yards worth of penalties. In fact, they have almost as much. They've got as much penalty yardage as passing yardage. Short a guy. Speaking of Mountain Crest, Jaden Mon has to hustle back out there. So does Brendan Freston. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. We got to punt again.
We got to go run some more. Oh yeah, the defender coming through there slipped down, or he might have blocked that. And that thing's going to end up being a net gain of about 14 yards for Weber. Instead of at the 15-yard line, that one's going to be out at the 29. And that's where the Warriors will start, tied up at 7 with 1:43 to play in the first.
Warriors have a little more spring in their step than they did right after Mountain Crest scored fairly easily. Now they've come back and tied it up at 7.
Mountain Crest defensively giving up 23 yards. Problem is, Weber started one drive at the 1-yard line. Green on the little sweep. He's hemmed in and down he goes. Picked up about a yard. And hauling him down out there was number 40, Devin Speth.
Tries to string it out. The Mountain Crest defense does a great job playing assignment football. Everybody stays where they're supposed to. Only give up 1 yard.
Second and 9. Boswell taking his time, under a minute to play in the first. Green goes in motion again. This time they'll give it to Tesh on the counter. He's got some running room. He's stopped at about the 20, 35-yard line, and across the 35-yard line to the 36. And it's 3rd and 4.
Weber's changed their play calling a little bit since the first portion of this quarter. Doing some more counters and more delayed handoffs.
Richardson would like that one back. He was up in the hole, but it looked like he had his head down. And the only thing he'll tackle in is grass, because that's what you're looking at. He had a good shot on Tesh. Weber does not get the snap off before the end of the period. So we're tied at 7 as we finish up the first period here in Hiram.